Says we're live. Well, I think we could be. I mean, I'm not sure, but it is what it is. You all, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the den. We like coming in the den. It is Sunday. It's October, I do believe. Some date. What's the date of this? The 10th of October. Nice to see you all. We're going to be talking about panic buying today. Yes, I can't. Everyone's giving me the thumbs up. Nice to see you. To see you, guys. How we did, Lynn? Yeah, unbelievable. Fireworks being let off already. I think it's bloody ridiculous and so early. My cat was so scared. He run up our Christmas tree. My mate just said that one. Nice to see you, people. Listen, have you bought into any of this panic buying? If it's regarding toilet rolls, whether it's fuel, whether it's vaccinations, have you been out and bought into this drama? Do you know, I never have. Never, ever, ever. I figure if I ain't got something, I'll find a way. You know, if I haven't got diesel, I'll have to use my old two legs to go out and try and find a little bit of sustenance or whatever and do what I have to do. I don't understand all this panic stuff. And to me, it's always a test. I see all these panic-stricken situations as a test. You know, we've had it all over the years, ever since I've been alive on planet Earth. You know, milk. I can remember milk shortages. Oh, mate, it's unbelievable. And there's always a blame for something or other. And I'll tell you the reason why this is all going on. China has sent 58 warplanes over Taiwan. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, look, everything's coming from China nowadays, isn't it? So much stuff. They've really gone for it with regards to industry. The industry in China has gone mental, and we know that they want Taiwan, don't they? They do want Taiwan. Good luck to the Taiwanese people. I hope they'll be all right. But you know, China's a bit of a sleeping giant, isn't it? You know, it's like Russia. Russia really. One thing about Russia is it don't start wars; it defend itself. And fuck me. Are the Russian people tough when it comes to defending themselves? My goodness. They make us look silly. They really, really do. You know, I say this story. My son, who's very handsome, as you can imagine, he was out in Ayia Napa, I think. It was. I've got me weird glasses on today, guys and girls. Nice to see you anyway. He was out in Ayia Napa and he got drunk with a Russian and they started punching each other, just mucking around. And this Russian gave him one and, it was a bit too much. Anyway, they was laughing and joking. And this Russian lad said to my son, he said, you know what? He said, many, many years ago, he said, the Brits, the English, were a very feared people. He said, we knew how tough and resilient the English were, the English, Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh. We knew how resilient, we knew how formidable they are. He said, but the trouble is, he said, you lot now, he said, you're all wearing skirts and dresses while our school kids are still stripping down and putting weapons together. He said, you're laughable. And I'll make this lad right. No, they shook hands and had a big cuddle and carried on drinking. Aurora Storm, lovely to see you. You're the only one that's commenting in the chat room. I don't know whether there's a problem in the chat. I'm not too sure. China has played a very long, insidious game, flooded us with cheap products from slave labour, CCP in all our institutional structures. Yeah, I think China's got a big influence, but the Russians don't attack anybody. They don't. If you attack them, then have a bit of it. But I can't. I'm trying to figure out when the last time Russia started a major war. I think they've got to be provoked. I think the Russian people would really heavily have to be provoked before they started trouble. But when you look at the Brits, the English and the Americans, we seem to start trouble anywhere. And you know what? In hindsight, and I'm quite glad that Afghanistan has given us our arse in a sling and we've left. And no one's really the media not talking about Afghanistan. No. Cannot see comments, only 5 on live. It says 12 here. It says I've got 12 people watching. But it is what it is. Xiao Lao. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. To see you nice. So, yeah, panic buying. You know, this fuel thing, all the toilet rolls, the Vid-19 situation. Now, we've just got a friend, and I really do feel for her. She come round the other day. She's lent us one of her horses because we've got a bit of a horse issue at the minute, and we've got one here that's on his own. And horses don't like being on their own; they're pack animals. So she's lent us one of hers to keep him company. Now, her brother, that's a very wealthy man. He's got loads and loads of properties that he rents out. This, that, the other. He's a very wealthy man, but he's had both of the things that they put in people's arms. I have to be careful what I say on it because we get sanctioned by the health people. But it transpires now that the poor chap has got a blood clot on his lung, and it's ever since he's had the bits. And her mother and father have also had the things, and mother's now saying she absolutely aches all over, and she is having right trouble moving around. It's unbelievable, but it is what it is. So yeah, you know, we're in a situation now where it's you know, the government and the media. I mean, myself, they should be silenced because they're just a propaganda machine. They don't tell you the truth. You know, they're not there. They're spin doctors. Fiona Pullen, hello, darling. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. I reckon that most of them sit back and laugh at us. I genuinely reckon that all these people in Channel 4, a message was removed in one of your chats, says Facebook. I don't know. Someone's just sending me a message. So, yeah, I'll watch you now. Nice to see you all. Thanks for joining 16. Come and comment. You know, come and join what we're saying. I've just lost my train of thought. So, you know, I've just not bought into none of this stuff. I've not bought into rushing out and filling up with diesel or rushing out and buying toilet rolls off the shelf. I mean, it's, to me, and it's all spun by the media. Now the fuel stations have gone back to normal pretty much, and they've introduced this new fuel. They've got this new E10 or E5 fuel. Apparently you don't get as many miles to the gallon with this new fuel. It's not got the same bang as the old stuff. I think a lot of this is being produced from organic stuff. BJ's up on holidays. No F's given. He don't care. This stockpile is just reflecting the selfishness and lack of community. Community is a communist word. Did they do this in the Blitz? No, they shared and looked after each other. That's the trouble. They had no choice but to. They really had to, you know. If during the war, if the people of this country never pulled together, they never would have survived. British people lost their balls. They're absolutely right, have Aurora Storm. I make you right. The Brits, we don't care. We're out carving people up in fuel stations to get that nozzle pumped in our tank, and we're all having this big sigh of relief. Now, I'll give you, for instance, when this fuel crisis started, I never took no notice of it. I literally didn't. I had a few miles in my tank, about 50 miles, and I thought, you know what? When the time's right, I shall pop out, put the nozzle in and put 20 quid in, and that'd do for me. And I did that the other day, a couple of days ago. I needed some LPG in one of my bottles because I fill my own LPG bottles up. So I thought, right, I'm going out this morning. No one's getting in my way. I'm going to be just fabulous. So I went out. I went down to the fuel station. I just pulled in. I put £20 in and then went down to another fuel station, went straight up to the LPG nozzle, filled up my big bottle, which I fill up myself, sorted that out. And then I'll come home, you know, no dramas, no problems, you know, and I won't panic buy. When I look back in time in history, I'm 54 now. I know it's hard to believe, isn't it? You know, but anyway, I'm 54 coming. When I am 54, my goodness, yeah, time flies when you're having fun. But even like when I look back through all these time periods I can remember sitting in, I think it was 1990, getting up very early, about 6 a.m. to go to work, putting the telly on and seeing the first typhoon or tornado fighters go blasting into Iraq on their first morning missions. No fucks given. I couldn't care less. Then swine flu, and all this other stuff come along. I looked at it and I thought, no fucks given, never took no notice. AIDS came along and I thought, well, you know, no fucks given. And we had all the others. We've had the bovine issues. We've had bird flu. We've had HN51. You've seen them all on the telly walking around in white suits and this, that, the other. Me, no fucks given. Couldn't care. I genuinely couldn't care. Couldn't care. Fit as it. I couldn't care because if I find myself in a situation, I try and deal with it in a moment. I will not panic by toilet rolls. I will not panic by fuel. I know people now that have already got their Christmas turkeys in the freezer because there's going to be a turkey shortage. And I'm like, do you know what? You people ain't wired up properly. So if you haven't got a turkey for Christmas, who gives a fuck? We hang on to all these traditions and that, but really, who cares on Boxing Day about whether they've had turkey or not? Nobody. This is why I'm scriptural. I read the Bible all the time. The Bible says, don't worry what you'll eat. Don't worry about what food you're going to stick in your belly today or tomorrow. Do the birds worry? Or is it all provided for? Look, even if you've got no money, you'll still get food. You can walk around the streets. You can, supermarkets give out food that's going off. You can go to a soup kitchen. You'll always, if you want food is there for you. And it's a sad travesty that we find ourselves in where, we've got food banks and we've got homeless people. If I run this country, people like me run England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, there would be no homelessness. There would be no food banks. There'd be no soup kitchens. There would be no need for these things. Food banks, soup kitchens, homelessness is a symptom of a decaying people. We can live in abundance if we choose to. I'm sick of it. Boris Johnson a few years ago, he was being taken around some big shopping centre, showing it off. And as he walked out, I think, to go to his car in the top car park, there was a homeless man sat there in a sleeping bag, and Boris was being filmed and chatting, and he just walked over him. The Prime Minister of England, the man holding the keys, the man that's got more money than sense. You think he would have looked at the homeless man and gone, oh, bless you, brother. Here's 100 quid. Go and sort yourself out. Have a haircut, have a shave, see what you can do. But no. This is by design. The whole of this is by design, this breakdown, and people keep glossing it over. And the thing is, people don't pay attention in as much as they see someone homeless or they see a bailiff taking a house, but they're failing to realise that this could be them. You're 3 mortgage payments away from repossession. You're 3 mortgage payments away from the bailiffs coming in and these lower administrative courts that are completely fraudulent. In England, these lower courts are fraudulent to fuck. Now, the people that are running these places are mafia. It's the mafia that run it all. And I'm sick of it. He's on holiday now, isn't he? How nice. And there's a crisis he helped create. Absolutely right, Jesus Jones. Love it to see you, bruv. Nice to see you. Sandy UK. All right, mate. How you doing? Been told E10 for older models. 2015 plus will mess up cars quicker conveniently for them to push electric. 2 electric cars caught fire yesterday. A BMW and one on the M26 or M6 somewhere late last night. 2 electric cars up in flames. I hope the drivers or the people travelling in their motors got out and weren't hurt. Apparently, when you bring these electric cars and you deplete their NiCad batteries or whatever they're called to quite a low level, apparently they become volatile, can catch fire, or whether you hit them. So if something pops up and hits it from underneath, apparently it can start a fire. And these cars, I see a BMW, a virtually brand new BMW electric car going out in flames. And these things are supposed to save the planet, right? Unbelievable. You've got to be crazy to think that that's saving the planet, getting all that cobalt. The slaves, the black people in Africa and all that are digging and mining for all this cobalt, their kids, and that's going into electric cars. That's the slave trade. We're still in slavery, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know whether you know this, but people keep saying to me, Dave, have you seen this in Black's Law? Have you seen that in Black's Law? So I'm not interested in Black's Law. And they say, well, why not? It's brilliant. I said, it was for slaves on plantation. That's where Black's Law comes from. I would burn a Black's Law book because I just don't like slavery and I love people of every colour. Black's Law is a sinful book. I wouldn't use it. Greta Thunberg. Well, actually, I'm going to be hanging out now with the Insulate Britain people. Why not? Winter's coming, eh? Might as well. The police don't seem to give you a good hiding, do they, when you're insulating Britain, when you're super gluing your nipples to the tarmac. And the police, oh, you're right down there. Would you like a coat? Would you like a cup of tea? Cup of tea, please. My goodness, I've been on some demos and I've seen the police really brutalise people. And I'm like, you people are wrong, mate. We've had another copper also since the Sarah Everard situation. And there was a copper yesterday, the case, he basically bashed a man to within an inch of his life. And this copper has been let off. How's about that? How's your luck? How's your luck? Was Greta shouting at the car for causing smoke? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Very nice comment. Sad as the situation I'm in. Yes, Owen. I hope you're doing all right, bruv. Hope you're doing all right. How dare you? Says Cam Gray. Nice to see you, Cam. Not seen you here before. Hope you feel like you want to join the channel. Johnny Osborne. Hello, Gorge. Nice to see you. Jesus Christ Jones says agreed. However, good to know how they fooled you with the devil worshipping books like Black's Law. Yeah, it is. They're just devil worshipping books, aren't they? You know, where it's a funny old game and situation. I'll never forget the great Carl Lentz, the man that is burly and very gruff, but he is a no-nonsense kind of individual. He was sat watching and reading law books galore, and he had them all indexed with little pieces of pink sticky paper and yellow paper and that. And then when a judge said to him one day, he said, Carl, he said, you're fabulous, but he said, you're not a man. And Carl got really, really upset about that. All right. He got really upset. But then when he thought about it, and rather than get incensed and go off at the judge, he realised what the judge was saying to him. And he was at home with his wife and he said, put all the books away. Don't need them. There's only one book you need. The law is the law, and that's the Bible. That's it. Anything else, you're wasting your time. Aurora Storm says we should be insulated against the senseless rhetoric from climate change activists. You could power the whole country with the methane from the BS. Now that I cannot argue with. That is a fabulous statement there. Beautiful. I mean, Lloyd Martin, what's the weather like over there, bruv? You doing all right? You still with your gorgeous missus? Is that all going good? I hope it is. Sandy UK's laughing her head off. Yeah, fair play, Sandy. So, like, you know, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people fighting over toilet rolls. I've been in Lidl's and Aldi's and Sainsbury's, like when the toilet roll issue, when this Vid-19 situation started about 2 years ago, wasn't it? And these are all, they're all distractions. Everything, the toilet rolls a distraction, the fuel crisis distraction, all these other bits. And apparently there's a new little virus going to be coming out soon now called, it starts with an M. Mengaba, I don't know, but I just look. I can't be asked to take any notice of it, guys and girls. I never have in any time period before this. You know, I've only ever focused on people and my life and trying to do right by others. That's it. Marburg, yeah, Marleneberg. They're bringing out this new thing called Marburg. I mean, you can't make this shit up, can you? Let's be honest. It's all about the carbon tax. Be taxed now far soon. You don't care, mate. I'm telling you. Apparently now, motor after the age of about 2015, they've extended the ozone limit. The Mayor of London, that gorgeous Sadiq Khan, they've extended the zone now, and if you want to go inside that zone, it's going to cost you £12.50, £13 a day. Are you seeing that this is just one big fucking swindle? This ain't got nothing to do with keeping the air clean. This is all about lining their own sick pockets. That's all it's about, people. Don't buy the cheap rolls. Your finger goes through them. They use a mass media rag that's only fit for wiping your bums on, mate. That just made me laugh. That's right funny. Jesus Jones says, Spaceballs, where will we be buying Perrier? Yeah, exactly. Hugh Macbeth, lovely to see you, mate. Lovely to see you. Hi, Dave. Pray you're well, mind, body, and soul. Well, I am, Hugh. I'm always, you know, I don't care what the system does. I don't even care if Boris Johnson himself come round and sit on my face. I'd still fucking laugh at them. These people are pathetic. They really are. And we've all been led to believe, you know, that this government that we have to bow down to is somehow sovereign, and that, you know, and they, you know, they implement their words. And there's a little quote, actually. I'm going to find this little quote that I took a picture of this morning, and this is so true. This is I just see the world as there's only men and women here, right? God says there's only men and women, and that we shouldn't be trespassing, and we shouldn't be coveting each other's lands and property and all that. And we seem to have gone on our own way, all right, and we've made up our own rules, and this is where we're going so badly wrong. So it says here, use of semantics. There are some immature people with mental imbalances, such as the craving to dominate over other people, who masquerade as government just because they alter definitions of words in the law books to their supposed advantage. And this is so true. Doesn't mean we have to accept those definitions. The fact that they define the word person, address, male, resident, motor vehicle, driving, passenger, employee, income, and many others in ways different from the common usage, so as to be associated with a subject of slave status, means nothing in real life. These words mean nothing in real life, but they come round and they smash our back doors in, they nick our kids. For me, they're worse than the German Gestapo party. At least the German Gestapo party were out. They were machine guns. They were killing people. They was out. Our lot are cowards, as far as I'm concerned. In as much as, you know, let me turn the light on. You'll get maybe 3 or 4 coppers around your house, assisting bailiffs. You know, they're going to bend you up. They're going to finger your bum. They love all that stuff. We know they like the anal. They've pushed on with it. They've gone forward. But when you've got a mass group of people, like, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, all of a sudden, these coppers become ballet dancers. They're only interested in directions and getting, oh, where's Trafalgar Square? Oh, it's over. That's all they become. Oh, they're out there directing traffic. They would not pick on a group of people like that. So these people that wear these uniforms, that are abusing their positions, have proper mental illness. They are psychopaths. And we're seeing the level of this get out of control. Sarah Everard. The story of Sarah Everard is despicable. What happened to that poor woman? And I'm pretty convinced that Wayne Couzens, although he won't never be coming out of jail, will find himself dead. And I think that the inmates will kill him. And is that a bad thing? Karma. You reap what you sow, maybe. I'm just a man, cheers. I'm having a beer too. Are you having a beer, you saucy man? Lovely. Wayne Wilson, all right, gorgeous. All forms of the person is an imprisonment. Absolutely. So what is the person? We might as well get into a bit of that. The person is a birth certificate. It's this. That's what it is. It's just a birth certificate. It's a piece of paper, right? That's it. A person has no mind and it has no body. And when you can make that very simple distinction, a person, you get something through from the police. You were seen doing 37 in a 30. Seen by who? Well, the camera's got you. Well, can a person do these things? Does a person have a body? Does a person have a mind? No. Well, then a person can do nothing but sit on a piece of paper. And this is how simple we've nailed it now. This is how simple we've nailed it. And maybe, just maybe, because the country's waking up, so much. You got no idea. My friends, they say they're out and about now, just in cafes. My mate said he was in a cafe in Epsom, Purley Way or wherever the other day, and he sat there listening into people, and they're all having conversations about this sort of stuff now. We're at a tipping point, and it's gorgeous. And it means, I do hope it means that we as a people, and remember, we are what matters. It's not what the corporations are doing. It's us. We're the value. Our soul, our spirit. There is no other value. There is no other value apart from you, your soul, your spirit. It's the most valuable thing, the most valuable thing. And we give it away, and we get treated so badly, so badly by the state. And people say, yeah, but you need the police, Dave, because there's so many wicked people. Well, look at why the world has become so wicked. It's because there's been a breakdown at the rule of law. You know, when this country, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, was at the rule of law, where everyone was equal and subject to the law, it was a fairly peaceful place. But not now. These politicians that are supposed to work for us now claim to be Heil Hitlers. They're basically Hitlers, and all right, they're not having guns and bullets and tanks on the street yet, but they're using pieces of paper for control. The banks and the government and the corporations all work hand in hand to swindle you. And every time they get a panic buying situation going on, I'm pretty sure they sit back and laugh. Because this latest one with the fuel was to get rid of all the fuel stocks before they bought the new stuff in. There's no panic out there now. There would be if the media said today, oh, there's a fuel shortage again. Everyone would be out there. Everyone would be out there fighting. Oh, I better get down there quick. Mum, hang on. Where's my wallet? Quick, I'm off. Why is that? Well, I've just used 30 miles out of a full tank. I need to top up. People they're just crazy. And the thing is, if no one took no notice, if you took no notice of the media, of what the BBC, the ITV, all that drivel, if you took no notice of that and just cracked on as normal. So every time that the media pump out, there's going to be this shortage, there's going to be that shortage, there's not going to be any turkeys at Christmas. If you bat it off and you just go, oh, well, whatever. If I get one, fabulous. If I don't, I don't. I'll have something else. I'll chew on an oak leaf or whatever. You're always going to get by. God always provides for you every single day. You might not know that, but he does. Care not about your life. It says in the Bible, don't worry about what you're going to eat. Don't worry about your life. Don't worry about it. Just crack on and deal with things as they come, and take each day as it, and every minute and every hour as it is. But we've become these government little minions that every time they say jump, we go, how high? How high? How high have I got to jump? Whereas we should be saying, fuck off, you wankers. That's what we should be saying. Boris, you're an idiot. We shouldn't be bowing down to these people. They should bow to us. I don't know who said it, but he said, when the people fear their government, there is tyranny. But when the government fear their people, there is liberty. And that is so true. If your only worry is getting a turkey for Christmas, you're truly blessed. Amen, mate. Amen. Purse on as they just want you for the money. We are so much more if we can tap into a heart-based consciousness. Amen. Just here, and reject corporations. Corporeal means head, logic, cold and heartless. There you go. You know, I've had dealings with an energy company called Utility Warehouse, and they are devils. They are sick, twisted, narcissistical. They just cannot have a conscience and a heart. They just really, really, really cannot. They are vicious, violent maniacs. And they're not isolated. All of these SSC, the way they break into people's houses now, the way they force them to have meters that they can turn off. It's Hunger Games. It is a Hunger Games situation. We are absolutely fighting for survival, and we have a Hunger Games situation. If you lived in a people that was at liberty, that would never happen. That these things would never happen if you had a people that were free and they had liberty. These things are happening because we have tyranny, and more people are seeing it now every single day. My work is done pretty much. I'm just here amplifying the messages and trying to get the messages out so that maybe it might just change a little thing in your life. So when you hear on the radio there's going to be a fuel shortage, you just, instead of chilling, instead of panicking and rushing out there, you just go, oh well, I'll have a go tomorrow. If I get some, I'll get some. If I don't, I don't. And what you'll find is that you'll calm yourself down. You won't get triggered. Look how people get triggered by what the media says. It's unbelievable. I've seen people lose their minds over getting a packet of toilet rolls or just putting fuel in their car or whatever. I have seen people lose their minds. Just, and I'm thinking, well, why? What's it all about? And I've got to put this candle out. What's it all about? Why do people lose their minds in these situations? Because we're in a Hunger Games situation. There's enough technology. There's enough education. We have enough resources to make us as a people so great. You know, I said at the beginning of this so-called debacle of apparently leaving the European Union project, which the UK corporation, which is just a fiction, it's not in the real world, is being held to ransom over, and people losing their minds over people coming over on dinghies and losing their minds over the European Union. It's quite bizarre. They're not focusing on the true things that matter. But even at the point of apparently this country was leaving, if I was a leader of a country, I would say, righto, no worries. We're moving on. The game's changed. We're going in a different direction. It's like me when I go out cycling. I generally follow the same route most of the time to try and check my times and make sure I'm on par. But then one day I might want to go a different route. So I'll go a different route that I've never been down before. And I embrace that. And that's what we should do. We should embrace the changes. And by embracing the change, what we should have done was put all our farmers back into production. We should have built buildings with warmth and big glass roofs to grow all of our fruit and veg. We should have grown fields and fields and fields of hemp to grow and make clothes out of, to make buildings out of, to make cars, to make aeroplanes, to fuel our motors. Hemp is the fastest growing plant. Bosh. Now, if we had people at liberty that weren't oppressed, and our people are oppressed, whether you like to admit it or not, we are an oppressed people, an oppressed nation. None of us think outside the box. The only time we're allowed to think outside the box is if we come up with an idea that the system seems to like, and then they go, well, we'll let you patent that one because we're still going to get a money spin off of it. It's disgusting. You've got to stop all this. You've got to stop all this. Hemp is beautiful. We could have built all of the land spare that we had. We could have thrown hemp in. We could be a self-sufficient country. We could be a self-sufficient place where we're not panicking, where we have abundance, but we won't never, ever have abundance all the time that we've got a corporate government. Corporate government is a devil. It's a demon. It's no freedom in a corporate government. You are a slave to the corporation. And the slave to the corporation is this. This is the slave. This is the person. This is what government owns. That's it. They don't own anything other than this. Boris Johnson, when he's addressing everybody, he's talking to this. That's all he's talking to, a piece of paper. He's talking to the person. This is your person. I'm the living man. Right? I'm trying to do this in very simple terms so that you can try and get your head around it. So I am the living man. Now, a living man is not obliged to have a person or a surname. Christian, David Paul. That's my Christian name. I'm Christian. By the way, Tyson Fury, what a result last night. That man, did you listen to his words? He is cloaked in the blood of the Lamb. That man loves Jesus Christ with all of his heart, and he's a warrior. Let me tell you. So good luck to you, Tyson. Whether you like boxing or you don't, that man is, he's done so many good things for people. I'm telling you, he is a blessed lad. Last year, he got rid of his Rolls Royce Phantom. He said, I don't need that. What am I having that for? I don't want it. I don't need it. And he bought himself a £500 Volkswagen. That's the kind of man I want to see in my country. Let me tell you, he don't take no nonsense, and he tells it how he is, and he's not ashamed to confess before the world who he is and who his boss is. And I like that. I like the fact that he seems and holds Jesus right up the top. Because let me tell you, that man's a legend. So this is what government owns, right? I can't make this any more simple. Let's see what this says on the back here. This certificate is issued in pursuance of the births and deaths. Well, birth and a death is the same thing. There's no difference in a birth and a death. They're just recording of an event. But you ain't an event, are you? You're a man and a man or a woman. Registration Act 1953, Section 34 provides that any certificate, copy of an entry purported to be sealed or stamped with the seal of the General Registrar's Office shall be received as evidence of the birth or death to which is related without any further or other proof of the entry, and no certified copy purports to have been given in the said office shall be of any force or effect unless it is sealed or stamped as therefore. So basically, it's a slavery document. It's Rothschilds created, Vatican created. What happens with the Vatican is that when your kids come into the world, their heel prints are taken. They're either scanned or put on ink, probably scanned now. They go off with the dried placenta. I know, it's sick. And it goes off to the Vatican. It's in the Vatican catacombs. I'm not lying to you. I'll show you. I just hope I don't get a copy strike. I just hope I don't get a copy strike. I don't think I will. But let me see if I can find it. You're going to like this song. So they're taking the heel print, the sole of you, the sole of your foot, your soul goes to the Vatican. Your soul is held in custody. How does it make you feel? Doesn't make me feel very good. It's all held at the Vatican. Everyone is held in custody. So you're all held in custody. The children are stopped. Yeah, the children are stopped. That's where, so your placenta, your dried placenta, some people take them home. Tom Cruise cooked his one up and ate it. Weirdo. Yeah, but they take the dry placenta and your soles of your feet. Now, everyone thought over the years that your identification was your thumbprints. It's not. It's your sole of your foot. So if you took a print of your big toe on your right and sent it off, say, here's me, I'm alive, man. Because it's how you walk through the earth, you see. It's not your thumbprints. The police are inquisitors for the Pope. Absolutely. The police work for Popey Boy. Placenta, the place where you enter. Bomb. Tyson Fury is a brilliant man, an awesome boxer. Yes, he done well. He said, I am clothed in the blood of Christ, blood of the Lamb. And he tells it all out. And people don't get what he's saying. I certainly do. I'm like, wow, what a man. Roman soldiers for the Vatican. That's exactly what the police are. They work for the Vatican. And we need to get out of this. We need to, and listen, for a group of people to believe that you're dead, lost at sea, and that you're not living, they got to be crazy, right? they've got to be maniacs. They've got to be just not wired up right, because you come into the world, you're a man, you're, you know, how is this going on? Look at the Swiss Guard. Exactly. Cayman. Nice to see you, mate. Wayne Wilson. All right, gorgeous. So yeah, it is what it is. But I've not, you know, panic buying. Am I interested in panic buying? No. If I haven't got food in my belly one day, hopefully I'll get it next. You know, I've never ever worried about I've never panicked about anything. Maybe it was my upbringing. Maybe it was because as a kid, I mean, I never cared too much. As a kid, I was always out playing around. I weren't never worried about my own safety or anything. We fell over, we cut ourselves, we got up, we cracked on, we laughed about it. Now, my goodness, what's the link for that video, please? The only thing I can do with that link is show you, what's it called? Hang on. It's, how can I Vatican's Prisoners. It's Hans Brimmel. Hans Brimmel. And it's called Vatican's Prisoners. All right. Okay. Got it? Hence the word officer. Yeah. Official. Yeah, it is what it is. So, guys and girls, look, listen. Panic buying. Do you get involved in it? Does it affect you when you hear the radio and the media and the TV? You know, if you get triggered by that, they've got control of you. You are not in control of your own mind when you react to what you see in the media and then what you see other people doing, panic buying. People come around here, you know, for the couple of weeks. You're all right, I ain't seen your van move from much. I said, no, that's all right. I should go out when I need to get something. So you're not worried. I said, what's there to worry about? What is there to worry about? Nothing. So the unique number on your birth certificate, where does that go? Well, the unique number, actually, funnily enough, I'll show you. It's not a unique number. It's certainly not a unique number, as I found out. I ordered this one the other week because there's something I'm going to be doing with this one. But this is the one my mum had, and she gave it to me, I don't know, 30 years ago. She said, you better have this one, boy. So we had it notarized because this was things I was going for at the time. Now, the number on this one was, what's the number on this one? DP 828528. And this one down here is completely different. This is BCAZ 253903. So they're not the same. The numbers, I cannot see any numbers on here that are correlating as exactly the same. So and this there's no and which is quite funny, the Registrar Deputy General, he signed that back in 1967. But remember, the date of birth is the date of registration. It's not the date that you came into the world. Okay. Hey, link to that video. Well done, Jesus Jones. Mate, you're quicker than a ferret. I'm telling you, I'm loving that. That document belongs to your mum. Give it back now. Yeah. It's just a piece of paper, isn't it? You know, people say to me, oh, if you get pulled over, you've got no MOT. Oh, is it a piece of paper? Well, yeah. Fabulous. You ain't got no logbook. Oh, is it? Is it a piece of paper? Well, you must have confusion of mind, Constable, because I live in the real world. Pieces of paper are just pieces of paper, right? That's it. And this is the truth we're bringing to the world. And it's a good thing. It really, really is a good thing that the world is waking up and that we are working on this and making progress. So, guys, don't get involved in the drama if you can help it. If you panic buying, then the system's got you by the balls. It really has, and it's pulling on your emotions and it's triggering you. But if you start laughing at it all, this world will change. And then the media will go, oh, that's not having no effect. Pointless. They do what they do because they know it triggers you. The minute you don't get triggered and the minute that you don't respond to their subliminal messages that they're putting out there, then they will stop. And it's as simple as that. Thank you. Jesus Jones says Aurora Storm Hospital released paper source document. Bosh. Superman ain't got nothing on me. I believe your national insurance number dictates whether you make it in life or not. It may be. It may be, Hugh. I mean, I don't know the answer to that question. Loza B is giving Jesus Jones a high five. Like a nun, I may start buying up the candles. Well, we had the energy shortages back in the 70s, but look, everyone got by. They used to turn the power off 2-3 days a week. No one, my dad never really panicked about it. They had 3-day working weeks. He just come home, cracked on, come outside and play football with us. I can't never remember my dad getting beside himself, worrying about stuff. People never seemed to worry about stuff like this back then. If there weren't no fuel, fuck it, there weren't no fuel. Bin men weren't picking up the bins. They weren't picking up the bins. It all got sorted out at some point. But my dad never got drawn into the drama. He just, well, it is boy, isn't it? And I just go, yeah, it is, Dad. So I learned a lot from my dad. He taught me many things, to be fair. But it is what it is. So guys and girls, listen, I've been on here 46 minutes. I'm going to do a little bit of a workout now. Keeping fit in trim is the place to be nowadays. And I'm enjoying it. I'm out cycling a lot. I'm doing a lot of weight training. And I'm feeling really, really good as a 54-year-old man. I want to try and keep myself at the National Health Service because, quite frankly, I don't trust them. And I certainly don't never want to end up in a nursing home. If my family ever said, right, Dad, you're pissing yourself, you're off to the old nursing home, I'll be Bob's your uncle, mate. I'll turn my toes up. I'll take saying, there is no way I'm going into any of them places. I don't trust these places. I don't trust them. I've heard, I went to this woman's house, right, over 20 years ago, and she lived out on the Isle of Grain, and she was really, really, really upset. And I said to her, mate, what is up with you? You all right? She said, no. She said, my mother's just passed away in a nursing home. Massive, she's got traumas to her head. But when I got there, she's naked and covered in a cloth. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be walking around a room naked, right? And she went, no. She said, and no one is telling me why she's naked. And this woman never knew, because these people in these nursing homes all pull up ranks and shut their mouths, and one covered the other one's ass. And that woman, if she's still alive today, will probably still carry the burden of, well, why was my mother naked when they laid her out in the bed? Why didn't she not have clothes on? Where did these head wounds come from? What? And did the police get involved? No. Funeral director just come out, took her off, carted her off. I'm sick of the evil, guys and girls. I really, really am sick of how evil this country's become. And if we tolerate it, then we become it. But if we decide to say no, and we decide to stand up against these tyrannous, lecherous bastards, then the shoe will change. We'll put it on the other foot. We'll put it on the side of liberty as opposed to tyranny. Now, I've said this time and time again. My dream is to not use any violence. My dream is to not smash any buildings up. My dream is not to stick any nipples to any tarmac with super glue, because that, you clearly got problems up here if you're doing stuff like that. But my plan and my dream is that we as a people get our country back to the rule of law. And I don't care how we do it. We must do it for the sanctity of all of us, so that we can sleep easy at night and we can get back to having true dominion as a man and a woman. And we need to. We've always had it. We've never lost it. We've just let a very despotic group of people come in and treat us like fodder. Well, I'm sick of it. And I hope you're sick of it as well. So speak to your friends, speak to your families, join the channel. Let's go as a massive group of people. Let's go with people that are disgruntled in the National Health. Let's go with people that are disgruntled in the police force. Let's go with doctors that have had enough. We've got many doctors resigning now because they're not prepared to do what they're being asked to do. Let's all go together. Let's all go together as a people and get our country back. You don't have to be brave. There is no bravery. There's no awards. There's going to be no one hurt or harmed or injured. We just need masses and masses and masses and masses of people. We all go together very quietly, very nicely, and we get our politicians back to the rule of law. We get the gates of Downing Street open, all right? We get proper access back to our buildings, our public buildings. We stand the police down and we bring the police back to the rule of law. That's it. There's no arguments. There's no fighting. There's no, well, I want to see this. I want to see that. No, the rule of law. That's it. The scales are leveled up on top of the Old Bailey as they should be. And it means then that every man and woman, whether you wear a uniform or you don't, you're back to the rule of law. You're all equal before the law and subject to it. Who wouldn't want that? I just generally don't understand why people put up with this intolerance of tyranny. And they seem to think that they've got no power. People always say to me, oh, you know, the trouble is, Dave, people don't want to do this and do that. Yeah, they're cowards. They're cowards. We have a nation of cowardice. And we need to get rid of that cowardice. And we need to put the pride back into people. Let's put the pride back into the people of this country. Let's make this country great again. Let's make it sing. Let's make it sing. Come on. We must get England back. We must. Why have we not got an English parliament? Why? Because we've got treasonous rats running it. That's why. We have to assert. No point in walking around in 2 million people aimlessly walking around Oxford Street. It's nice to see the numbers come together. That's the only credence I'm going to give it. But we as a people must assert ourselves. I don't even know why I talk like this. In truth, I don't. I don't know what possesses me to want to see these things. But there is something deep inside of me that is probably like inside of Tyson Fury when he says, I am cloaked in the blood of the Lamb. I feel the same. I want my people, our people, to be happy, to be free again, out of corporate slavery. And we do that by bringing back the rule of law. We assert the rule of law. We as a people must assert it. We have to. You have to be brave. You don't even have to be brave. You just have to come together. Christ, I'd like to see that. You just have to come together. And do you know what? The police would be grateful for you. The fire brigade would be grateful. The judges would be grateful. You don't think they're all cheesed off with what they're doing? I'd imagine many are. I know many in the police that ain't happy in being there. They didn't sign up to bash people up. They didn't sign to go and help bailiffs, rob people. They didn't sign up for that. We're in times worse than King John. You thought King John was a tyrant? My goodness. And where's Queen Elizabeth? Walked away. Ta-ta. No, interested in none of you lot. You can go fuck yourselves. I'm just going to get my government to boss you and fuck you up the arse. Well, it's not that nice, is it? It's not that nice. So let's get back to the rule of law, guys and girls. Look, listen. Master of the Rolls, Lord Chief Justice of England, Tom Bingham. The importance of the rule of law, right? The rule of law is a phrase much used but little examined. In this brilliant short book, Britain's former senior law lord and one of the most acute legal minds of all time examines what the idea actually means. He makes clear that it is not an arid legal doctrine, but the foundation of a fair and just society, a guarantee of responsible government and an important contributor to economic growth. Tom Bingham examines the historical origins of the rule of law, advantages 8 condition that captures its essence and explains why the rule offers the best means yet devised for secure peace and cooperation. Come on. Be brave. Back to the rule of law. Look, the scales on the top of the Old Bailey are 50-50. Yes? 50-50. We can do this. Are you watching Project Veritas, Dave? No, mate. Is it any good? Kerry Ann, we can't do anything till we stop them planes in the skies. Yes, mate, I agree. They love money. Don't give them what they love. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I want to actually, while I've got you on here, you might want to write this one down actually. And if I had Siri, actually, let's ask, what's that thing you can get on your phone? Is it Siri? Hey Siri, what is the Companies Act 2006, Section 44?
Here's what I found.
Oh, it's not going to spell it out. Right, so the Companies Act, this is really powerful. It's not Siri, it's silly. Yes, exactly right. So the Companies Act of 2006 was executed, and I think that means like chopping someone's head off, by the Queen and Lord Spiritual and Temporal. And it's all about companies should be executing their documents. And what it's saying in Section 44 is by the affixing of a common seal or by signatures in accordance with the following provisions. Part, a document is validly executed by a company if it is signed on behalf of the company by 2 authorised signatories or by a director of a company in the presence of a witness who attests the signature. That's not happening. When these companies are sending you out bills and whatever in the post, where's that ever happening on their pieces of paper? So whoever's writing to you, you just write back like this: until you provide me under the Companies Act 2006, Section 44, Part A and Part B. Anything you send will be collated as evidence for fraud. Until you sign in wet ink signature, all will be returned. Job done. It's really powerful. It's really, really powerful. So if you've got anyone coming at you, energy companies, whatever, council tax, you just conditionally accept and say, yeah, no worries. But you need to abide by the Companies Act 2006. And then you bring in the Queen in, because the Queen, you know, she made this supposedly a law. I mean, you know, I hate acts and statutes anyway, because remember, Shakespeare said the world's a stage and we're all actors upon it. Well, I don't want to be an actor. I want to be the living man, right? And all living men, we're all equal before one another. You know, there's no copper, man. The copper's got his uniform on. He's a man. We're all equal. It's disgusting what they get up to. They never sign properly. No, they do. But the Companies Act actually makes them do it. So instead of getting into trouble, all we've got to say is, no worries. I'll give you the moon, give you the sun, give you the earth, whatever it is you want. But you make sure you abide by that act. Companies Act 2006, Section 44, Part A, Part B. Until then, ain't happening, because your instruments are fraud. Bosh. I have glasses like that, mate. Yes, these are me spare pair. I do have to adjust them because my ears ain't level, but it is what it is. And like I might do, rather than rush out and buy another pair, still using them. Get the most out of what you've got in your life, guys and girls. You know, if you've got motors, try and keep your motors sweet. Try and keep everything that you've got. Just try and keep it nice and serviceable. Keep it working. Keep the cogs oiled, and you'll find. And what that'll do, that'll teach you things. You know how? Like, I'm stripping down old push bikes at the minute and making them fabulous, and I'm enjoying every single minute I'm doing it. You know, new brake cables, new gear cables, spraying them up. New seats and this, that, the other. And I'm making old dogs look like something that you would want to be out on the street in. And I'm getting such a buzz out of it. I really, really, really am. And we should, you know, we should be good with our hands. We should know how to survive. You know, it says, the scripture says, the meek shall inherit the earth. I don't know how Boris Johnson would ever get on if anything come really tough. If that man had to try and light a fire or build a shed or whatever. I mean, I might be wrong. I don't know. I know Winston Churchill love laying bricks, but I just think many of these people they're just there to suck off us. They're not there to look after us, and they've turned this country into something I don't recognise no more. And I'm a proud man, right? And I know pride is a sin, but maybe not proud. But I'm a passionate man. Maybe I'm a passionate man with feelings. And I just think that we deserve so much better. We don't deserve to have our children taken off of us. And who are social services anyway, apart from robber barons? The Dick Turpins. Who are the police, apart from robber barons that are just there now, and they really want to give you an hiding. They're just waiting for any excuse generally to give you a good dig, because with that mentality comes ownership. They own us. It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to go and do a gym workout. I'll see you all soon. Take care of yourself. Keep your chin up. Keep your peckers up. Do whatever you've got to do to get through the day. But if you are panic buying, you're part of the problem. I'll see you all soon. Take care, people. Love ya.